Yeah, man. So moving on to the next topic, man. We talked about the NBA and the boycotting, man. Let's talk about the NBA just taking the lead on a lot of these things, man, because we see Major League Baseball, the NFL, all the other major North American sports, they follow the lead of the NBA on a lot of these things. The pandemic being one of them, but most recently the whole boycotting situation. Why is it that the NBA is so far ahead of every other league in terms of letting their players be up in front on these social issues? I start with you, George, on this one. Why is it that the NBA is running laps around everyone like that?
Man, I've had this theory for years before even the pandemic, before all the social unrest. I think that the NBA has a very specific reason for it, and that is there's first of all, football people wear their helmets. You don't really see their faces. You don't really get to know the players. Yeah, we know Tom Brady's face. We know the Phillip Rivers face. We know Russell Wilson's. But for most part, we don't know the left guard on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers face. He can be walking down the street. We wouldn't even recognize him. Mike Trout, who's the best baseball player maybe in our lifetime, if he was at the grocery store, maybe 3 people would recognize him, and he would be able to go grocery shopping by himself. Meanwhile, you have the NBA players. I mean, most of them are really tall, 6'5", 6'6", 6'7". They stand out there. They wear just a tank top, shorts, so they're really like on the court 5 at a time. Camera in their face, so their face becomes recognizable, so their social media grows, and when their social media grows, their influence grows. So I think they are just like primed to be able to take the lead on things, just because they're out there, right? Like, we know who they are versus baseball players. And I mean, Mookie Betts, I guess a lot of people would recognize him, but I bet he's probably 6 foot or 6'1". If he was walking around at Disney World, he could probably blend right in. If LeBron James is walking around Disney World, everyone's running over to him trying to get, like, he's like more than Mickey Mouse. They'll be taking pictures of LeBron.
It'd be the main attraction, man. What do you think, bro?
Exactly.
How do you feel about this NBA running laps around everybody?
Man, I think it's just the history of the league itself and the history of the sports itself. You go back to the 60s with Bill Russell. He staged a boycott or a strike during an All-Star game to make sure that they got their union going on. You know what I mean? Like a decade or so later, Kurt Flood, was Kurt Flood basketball?
Baseball.
Baseball. Kurt Flood. So then that's not even part of my point then. Bill Russell, he did the boycott. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, when he was at UCLA, he was able to, stage a protest and make sure that athletes didn't go to the 68 Olympics. All that, it's like a history of dissent with this sport, and I think that just carries over into the next generation, and I think that's what LeBron James and all those other players are carrying over. And when you have a commissioner who wants to collab with you, 2015, 2016, we remember Donald Sterling and what he was saying, and Donald Sterling, Adam Silver was immediately able to say, we don't want this in our league, and they got rid of him. And of course, it almost kind of backfired on him when the players were like, okay, Adam Silver, he's cool with us. He lets us do what we want to do. So we're going to boycott this game, and we're going to make the league feel it a little bit more. And it puts him in a really tough position, because you already set that precedent of, okay, I'm going to listen to these guys, but how much power does he want to give to them? We live in a power player agency movement right now. You want the owners to have a little bit of power too if you're a commissioner. So it's going to be interesting going on moving forward.
If you like the video, listen carefully. To the bottom right, there's a like button. Hit that. Further to the right is a red subscribe button. Hit that as well. And hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss any of the latest in sports, pop culture, and progressive politics.